Every time I ask a mate to race this series with me, they always refuse, and man, they're definitely missing out.
What the fuck? That was dumb.
Welcome to iRacing's official Fanatec GT3 challenge, the fixed one. And yes, I get it. Oh, it's Mustang Cup. Oh, the fixed setups suck. The races are only 20 minutes long. And yes, I get it. You know, I know why people try to avoid this series. It's probably the peak of official racing. And I avoided it for the longest time too. But one day, after finishing a GT Sprint Series race and seeing I had to wait a whole hour before the next race, I started looking at the series page. I noticed there was only 15 minutes until the fixed GT challenge started. And I thought, oh, what the hell, I'll give it a try. And man, I did not regret it. Coming out of qualifying, we're going to find ourselves with a 24.409. which it's good enough to put us in P6 on the grid, which is very nice, but, you know, we could have been a bit higher up, especially with the car ahead of us only being 1,000th of ahead of me. And then up ahead, P3, he was only 1,000th. That's a hard word to pronounce. He was only 1,000th in front of P4. And, oh man, the whole qualifying session was so close. Like, just look at that. Absolutely unreal. We've also got Dan Snadden on the grid with us, and I mean, I haven't personally driven with him before. He's a Platinum GT3 driver in GSRC, and he's rocking a whiskey business Ferrari. The Ferrari, they've been pretty good this week, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. I think he's qualified P2, so he's going to be in the pointy end. I think we're going to see him quite a bit this race. But yeah, back on board with us. We come around turn 13 and the pace car is in, and it's up to Caleb and P1 to decide when we go. He's going to be a bit more patient than I was, and only as we start to enter the oval, he puts his foot down. He gets that position pretty well on Snadden, and he slips in behind. We also get the jump on P5 beside us, and we're going to have him fully covered before we even cross the start-finish line. We're going to be able to secure that P5. The two cars ahead, they're going side-by-side through T1. They're keeping it clean. Still side-by-side through T2. Still side-by-side by T3. Now T4. And eventually the pink and blue Ferrari is going to give it up. And he slips in behind the Porsche before this little chicane bit. It's pretty hard to go too wide through there. And honestly, it's probably for the better he backed out of that for lap one. Up ahead, Snadden has gotten quite the run on Caleb. Caleb and his Mustang, he holds a defensive line on the inside. Snadden's having none of it and puts it on the outside. Caleb's going to brake just a little bit early, and he's going to give it to him. We come in nice and tidy through the chicane, through T11. There's no real moves coming in the T12, but that Porsche is again going to try and stick his nose in. He gets a little close, he gets covered off, and nothing really comes of it. But, oh, he is hungry for that move, and he comes out of absolutely nowhere, diving down the inside of T1. The Mustang gives him the space, and they both swap positions. It may be a little bit late on the move. If the Mustang hadn't have seen him, there probably would have been trouble, but, you know, thankfully he's got quite some awareness on him. And yeah, we start chilling in a bit for the next couple of laps. Usually P1, sometimes P2 as well. They'll just absolutely just race away by this point, but that's definitely not the case here. We got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 cars still attached to us as we come into lap 6, and this race is anything but settled into just yet. That Porsche, he's been eyeing up a move on Snadden for quite a little bit now. He's going to finally commit to that move, same as he's done before. Down the inside, he's in front by the apex, but Snadden's got a much better run and the inside on him. He's going to hold that on T2. They give space to one another. He's able to get back in front of him. The Mustang behind, he's got an up close and personal, and he sees an opportunity in T4. He's down the inside. It's looking promising, but he gives it back as they go through that tight chicane. And yeah, again, smart driving here. You don't really see that smart driving in officials, but you know, everyone's keeping it clean. David Baz in his Mustang behind us, he's absolutely flying. I'm going to have to hold an inside line. That defends the next corner and it keeps me in the slipstream. We're able to brake later, keeping him behind us. There's a little bit of contact with the car ahead. We get a little tap from behind, but, you know, it's all good. It's all dandy. We play on. Later in that same lap, that Porsche, again, he's absolutely nailing Snadden in the braking zone. He closes the distance pretty confidently and holds the inside for the next corner. Snadden goes out wide, giving him the space, but also giving him a much better run out of that corner. He's going to keep the lead of that race for now, and unfortunately for the Porsche, though, the Mustang behind him has definitely got a better run. And as they come down the start-finish straight, Porsche down on the inside line, Mustang stays on the outside line and gets that overlap. They're going to go side by side, and as it comes into the braking zone, it's the Mustang making the move around the outside. Porsche finds himself trapped off the racing line, but he's going to tease a move down the inside of T4, just trying to get that position back. He half-hearts it though and backs out of it, which honestly, that's probably for the better. This could have been a disaster. Snadden has an inside line that defends his lead from the Mustang. It's the Porsche again. Very late dive bomb on the Mustang. He comes down the inside. The space is left for him, but there's a bit of a bump anyway. The Ferrari's going to get the chance to come down the side of the Mustang, but, you know, backs out of it. There's nowhere really to go through these chicanes. And, now I think it's pretty safe to say the Mustang's getting a little annoyed by his antics. He's definitely a tad more on the aggressive side, but with these 20-minute sprint races, you kind of got to be, which, you know, honestly, that's another reason why I love this series so much, and I think it's underrated. Like, yeah, sure, it's fixed, but for the GT3s, you'll do a 2-hour race and someone will still call that a sprint. You know, iRacing Sprint Series, the official one, it's still almost an hour per race, and, you know, once you do qualifying and all that, you end up spending an hour per race, even though it's a sprint race. So, you know, having a low commitment, easy to get into, 20-minute GT3 series, that is awesome for some quick fun. And honestly, it's so easy to forget. That's all sim racing is supposed to be about. Just that quick, easy fun. And God, this race is really delivering on that. This race is just unreal. As we come back onto the Hullman straight, I don't know, yell at me in the comments. The Porsche, I absolutely reckon he's got to slow down. He's cut that chicane just a bit too much, but instead of serving the slowdown, he sees the Mustang behind him and just can't have it. He keeps his foot on the floor, probably hoping he can serve the slowdown while defending in these corners. He'll hold the apex of T7, keeping it in front of the Mustang for now. And as we exit the infield chicane section, I think the Porsche's been a little cheeky and has tried to park it on the apex to serve his slowdown, and as a result, he's gotten a bit of a punt by the Mustang behind, and at this point, he is still refusing to serve that slowdown. He holds the throttle flat as we come through T11, keeps it in the middle of the track for the final chicane bit here, and honestly, I think his slowdown expires without being served. He gets a black flag and is called into the pits. He's going to get one last little love tap by the Mustang before he's in the pits, and he's going to call it quits at this point, and wow, I don't know how that transpired. Like, I don't know if did he just forget about the slowdown? Yeah, I can't believe that. The Ferrari and I have really caught up in all that chaos, and the Rari is right behind me for T13. There's a little bit of a bump, and the Mustang is deep into the grass. Both of us get the overtake on him, and he's going to fall into the clutches of the other Mustang behind him. I'm going to get quite a run on the Rari. I'm in P3 at this point, and I'm not looking to settle with just that. I'm down the inside for T1. He gives me the space, but has the inside for T2. That's going to let him put me behind him, but no matter, as he does open the door for me in T3, I'm going to take it, putting it on the inside. I start pulling ahead, but I'm tighter for T4, which is going to give him a better run coming out of that and onto the straight. We're side by side coming through into the chicane, and no one's giving it up. I hit the curb hard, almost wash up into him, but we keep it clean and tidy. We're going to be absolutely sprinting down this straight. He's got the inside, and that's already a disadvantage. And just to make it worse, I think he's just an ounce quicker than me. That Ferrari has been rapid here all week, and unfortunately, as we come into T7, our move's going to be defeated. Behind us, we go back to the Mustang story. Caleb's unhappy being behind, and he's going to use that slipstream to get a run on the other Mustang. He pulls out to the outside, and as we come into the braking zone, there's ever so slight contact, but that's enough to spin the first Mustang around. He's thrown off the track. He's pointing in the wrong direction, and his podium fight is definitely over after that. In the meantime, two McLarens and an Aston are going to take that opportunity, and we've officially got some new company behind us. And, this is going to be interesting. The McLarens, they're always good to fight. That is if they actually reach us. The first McLaren, he just goes wide coming out of turn 10, and the second McLaren, he follows him through and spins himself on the grass. I can't imagine. I can't believe what this looked like from the Aston's point of view. You know, he's going to take that opportunity to go down the inside of the surviving McLaren. He'll make the move clean stick. He'll make the move clean stickly. He'll make the move stick cleanly, and as a reward, McLaren's going to smack the back of him. As they come into turn 1, he's going to return the favour, smack the side of the McLaren. Coming into turn 12, and it's literally the exact same story. The McLaren doesn't learn anything, so he doesn't defend this corner at all. Aston down the inside. He's a little deep, but he makes it stick. The McLaren, to his credit, he doesn't hit him this time, so, you know, points to him. But they are going to get real close to one another as they come into turn 1 again. They almost pull one another into a crash, but they keep it together. They come together again anyway at the apex, and Caleb in his Mustang, he's made a decent recovery. He's going to try it around the outside of the McLaren before the McLaren just spins himself on his nose. I mean, he avoided the wall, but his podium fight's definitely over. Behind us, a large pack is formed, and we come and watch a Beamer and a Ferrari fighting for P7. Ferrari's down the inside, but just doesn't pull it up enough. They make contact, and that allows a cute pony Mustang to sneak in on him. He's going to narrowly avoid the two of them coming together, rather stupidly if I might say, and killing one of them. Finally, back on board with us, you know, and it actually feels like we haven't spent much time with us, but we're going to cross the line for the white flag. That means there's only one lap remaining in this race, just under a minute and a half remaining of racing. And while it might look like there's a decent gap to P1 and P2 ahead, they are absolutely fighting one another for this win, and we're going to be catching up real quick. Coming into turn 1, the Ferrari absolutely magnetised to the back of Snadden. He's going to gain a ton of time under braking there, and he's going to put himself in a position to strike it in the head. He's going to make a bit of a late move coming to turn 4. They make contact, just narrowly avoiding taking one another out. I don't know how they survived this, but that has killed his run onto the straight. And me behind him, I'm going to get a very decisive run on him. He's going to hold an inside line, but I've got enough of a run to get it beside him. I start slowly putting him behind me. He slowly creeps over. We make a bit of contact coming into the braking zone. Hitch much later on the brakes, and I can't believe it. He almost pulled it up, but he puts himself on the grass. And look, I'm not expecting the most considerate rejoin here, so I give him a wide berth. And I'm definitely right as he almost swipes me coming back onto the racetrack. He's just so passionate, and he finds himself on the other side of the grass now. He's almost hitting that wall, and God, I don't know what this guy is doing. He's taking a rallycross line. His car, he can't keep it straight. Anyway, that's going to put us in the P2, and we are definitely within reach of attacking Snadden up ahead for the win now. He's just off the apex up ahead, but it's not enough for me to get close enough that I'm comfortable making a move down in the turn 12. There's no real move opens for me in turn 13, and I'm just praying for an absolute god of an exit here. And while I do get a decent exit, it's just not enough. You know, we try and chase him down on the final straight, but we just can't get him. But we're still going to be able to bring home a P2 position, baby. Woo! That's hella iRating. That's hella SR. You love to see it. And I'll definitely be finding myself in more GT3 fixed races, including the regional series. They're always fun. They've always got some good, unique tracks. You know, thank you guys for watching this whole video. It means the world to me. Leave a comment down below about how you feel about the fixed series. Is it slept on, or, you know, does it deserve the hate it gets? Yeah, if you did enjoy this video, like, subscribe, do all that. Make the numbers go up. Makes me feel better about myself. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for the GT3 GSRC series. We are racing at Suzuka. It should be very exciting. I think it's a little bit damp, so make sure you subscribe, tune in for that.